Hello, this is John Thompson, your superintendent, and today I am filming another episode of our 40 Questions With series with one of our newest board members, Pat Urbi, who might be a new board member, but certainly not new around our district. So we'll start by getting to know Pat a little bit. Here we go. Trustee Urbi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Great. Well, you've been a board member now for about 2 months. How's it going for you?
I'm still settling in. It feels unusual for me to sit on the board, and so I'm just feeling it out, looking at the things that the courses that I could improve my craft with, and try to keep moving forward.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's well, you've got a few years to get it all straightened out, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, you've been in education for quite some time now. Can you just give an overview of what positions you've held over time?
Classroom teacher, primarily in the intermediate grades, 3, 4, 5. Site administrator, primarily an assistant principal throughout the district, both elementary and secondary.
All right, and that wasn't part of this, but and you've worked at schools in New Haven, right? So which schools have you worked at?
I started out at Cabello, Delane Easton, Barnard White, Barnard at Alvarado Middle School, Guy Emanuel, back to Delane Easton, Guy Emanuel, yes, and Alvarado Elementary. I finished my career at Guy Emanuel.
Wow. All right. Well, if you had to pick a favorite of the positions, or I guess throughout your career here, what was your favorite of those positions?
My favorite was when we had triads. Class size reduction just happened. I just returned to the New Haven, Southern Alameda County area. I was teaching in Oakland. I was recruited by Dr. Louise Waters over at Cabello, and really that was the funnest time I've had in this district. It was, well, I've had other great days in this district, but Cabello is very memorable. A lot of really good teachers and future administrators came from Cabello, and it was a lot of fun working with all those individuals.
All right. Well, what made you want to be a teacher to start with?
Actually, it was my mom. My mom was a teacher in the Philippines. She started out her career there. This was towards the end of World War II. Once she immigrated into the United States as a war bride, of all things, because she was a second language person, she wasn't allowed to teach in the United States. And so, I think that was primarily the big reason why I ultimately became a teacher.
Yeah, that's a good inspiration. Did you always want to be a teacher, or what else did you want to be when you were growing up?
Well, to be honest with you, I thought I was going to, like a lot of my other peers, join the Navy and see the world. But thankfully for me, that did not happen.
Yeah. Jeez. Would have been a whole different experience.
A whole different experience. Yes, so true.
Well, you grew up in the area, right? So what was it like here when you were growing up?
It's changed a lot. I remember driving into this area as a youngster, between 4 and 6 years old, playing around picking apricots, really playing in the orchards, and my parents picking apricots. I thought it was a big party, but they were actually doing side hustles in the neighborhood. I remember going off to what the area was New Park, where New Park Mall is located at. And my dad was actually slaughtering steers out there with actually Milani and Patterson, the actual landowners from back in the day. And and so this area's changed a lot. Alameda Creek is really probably the most important thing that's happened, I think, in this area. I think Pat Brown's dream of ending the flooding in the South County was really important. That's why we have all this development that we have out here. in South County.
Well, that's a good piece of historical knowledge too. All right. Well, you've had a long, successful career. So why become a school board member after you retired?
Well, I'm almost you could call the accidental board member. Community members asked, and I was very unsure of myself and very unsure of actually running. They asked me to go speak to our unions in the area, the CSEA and NHTA, and really, in an interview process, basically I came out in the forefront of potential candidates, and so I really felt obligated to run, basically, and I got elected.
Right.
And that was the most shocking thing.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what running for office is not something that most people ever think of doing. What was it like to run for office?
It was quite difficult. I was really surprised. My initial degree was in political science, of all things, and but the reality of politics, although this is what is it called, a nonpartisan position, the reality of politics is real out there. It was, for me, it was a struggle, both to raise campaign funds, to speak to Joe public, and to manage a campaign. Those are very difficult things for me.
I can imagine. Well, speaking of difficult, what's you probably, even though you've only been a board member for just a little while, so far, what's been the most difficult part?
Really getting an understanding of one, the budget, the importance of the budget, and how to balance it, all the needs within the district. Two, where our funds actually come from. That's been an eye-opener. So those are really the two biggest things right now.
Yeah, those are pretty big chunks right there. Our budget is certainly complex. Well, how about so far, what's been the best part about being a board member?
Reconnecting with really a lot of people that I've worked with in the past, and the ability to actually see the fruits of my labor. I have still a bunch of students moving through the system, and it's been really great to run into them at forensics events, at band events, at sporting events throughout the district. It's been really great to reconnect with former students and parents that have been in the district as long as I have.
Oh, that's great. That's great. All right. Well, let's go through some of the what I call the rapid fire section, so you can answer these just one word or a short sentence here. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Favorite food?
Seafood.
Best place to eat in Union City?
It's he's going to torture me. He's a former student. He runs this kebab place over there by Safeway. It's a great place to eat.
All right, kebabs by Safeway. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. All right, favorite pizza topping?
I would go with pepperoni.
Sneakers or flip-flops?
Flip-flops.
What are you watching or streaming right now?
I've been streaming The Recruit on, I believe it's Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that one looks good. Last book you read?
Chapter House by Frank Herbert.
All right. If you could be one, a famous musician or a famous athlete?
A musician.
Nerf guns or water balloons?
Water balloons.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility.
Your secret talent?
Ooh, secret talent. I'll pass on that.
Well, I'll fill it in. You are a local historian like I haven't met before, so okay. I'm going to give you that talent because I've seen it in action. All right, how about a favorite movie?
Spencer's Mountain, 1956.
Whoa, okay, that's a new one. Video games or board games?
Board games.
Your dream car?
I would say a 67 Chevy.
Favorite band or type of music?
I'm an R&B person, but I've switched to alternative and lately classic, Mozart in the Morning.
Wow, Mozart in the Morning. That's a good way to start the day. Favorite hobby?
I would say reading at this point.
Country you want to visit?
A country, Thailand.
Cruising or camping?
I'm a cruiser now.
Leave the camping for the young.
Yes.
Yeah. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Snow or sand?
Sand.
Favorite article of clothing?
For those who know me, they usually see me in cargo shorts, and so, yes.
All right, cargo shorts it is. Skydiving or scuba diving?
Scuba.
If you could switch lives with someone for one day, who would it be?
Ooh. It would be a counselor.
Wow, all right. That's a first. I haven't had that one
A
before.
high school counselor.
High school counselor.
To be
Okay.
specific.
All right. One thing people don't know about you.
I am the firstborn son in a line of 7.
Wow. All right. Most adventurous thing you've done in your life other than being in a family with 7 siblings, 6 other siblings?
In my youth, I was part of an ROTC program at Milpitas High School. They just started out, and they sent me to sea as a 17-year-old, and I went to Quadra, Canada, as a JROTC Navy person back in the day.
Wow. All right, that is adventuresome. 3 things you can't live without.
My wife, my boys, and my dogs.
All right. Well, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give your teenage self?
Push forward. Don't stop. There's
Okay.
moments where I stopped that I shouldn't have.
All right. Best kept secret about Union City?
The best kept secret about Union City, actually, it's their creeks and their walkway paths along those creeks. Alameda Creek is a great place to walk, walking down to the bay or walking to Coyote Hills. Those are really great places for peace and quiet and some little nature walks in our area.
All right. That's good to know. I didn't realize that myself. How about for new families that might be interested in our district, what's one thing you'd want to tell them about our district?
The one thing about New Haven is, again, that once you find your niche, it really is a small community feel. There are a lot of good people out here willing to show you around if need be. And it's essential to this area. You could get on either bay heading towards the peninsula or the roads heading to the mountains. It's centrally located, and there's a lot of great things happening in Union City and in New Haven.
All right. How about anything you'd like to say to our current families, students, and staff?
To our students, keep working. I know that we do a lot of assessments here in New Haven, but you know, the bottom line is do your best. For parents, be supportive, be patient, and trust your teachers. They really know what they're doing. We have great teachers and great administrators working in our district, striving for the best of our children.
Wow, well, that sounds like a perfect way to end. All right, well, Trustee Urbi, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, take care.